All right. Peace be with you, everyone. Hope you all are fine. Yesterday we did comprehension and vocabulary portion. Hope it is clear to you. Today we are going to start grammar. Right? We were doing lesson number 2. We were doing lesson number 2, Chinese New Year. All right. And hope you have opened the books. Please take out your books. And we were doing grammar. Take out your grammar portion. And the first question in the grammar portion is collective noun. Right? Now, what are collective nouns? Collective nouns is the word used to represent a group of people, animals, or things that you already know. I'm just giving you, refreshing your knowledge again. A collective noun is the word used to represent a group of people, animals, or things. Like if I'll say a team of cricketer, right? So you know, team is a singular word, but actually in the team there are 11 or 12 players, right? Similarly, class 10. When we say class 10, class is singular, but you know there could be 30 students, there could be 40 students, there could be 20 students. So collective noun is the noun that names groups of persons, places, or things that sometimes function as one unit. Okay, is it clear? Any question regarding your collective nouns? Okay, I have shown you a few examples here on the screen. You can see collective nouns. I think the collective nouns are used for people, animals, and things. I'm going to write few collective nouns for that we can use for the people. A band of men, a cast of actors, a stack of librarians, a sentence of judges, a galaxy of beauties, a bevy of girls, a choir of singers, a hack of smokers. A choir of singers and hack of smokers, I think quite common, you keep on using in your ordinary language as well. Animals like a colony of girls, a brood of hens, a flight of birds, a flock of turkeys, a group of guinea pigs, a litter of cubs, a kennel of dogs, a sloth of bear. Litter of cubs and kennel of dogs, I think they are very common, right? And similarly, regarding the things, you can say a batch of cakes, a bottle of milk, a bowl of fries, a box of cereal, a can of soda, a carton of milk, a cup of tea, right? Though they are plural, but we used to take singular. And in the sentences, sometimes it depends upon the context of the sentence, whether we'll use it as a singular or plural. Right, hope it is clear. If it is clear, give me thumbs up so that we'll come to our topic now. Okay, fine, good. It is clear to you. Right, now your exercise is that, and if you'll see in your book, definition is also, I think, given. Isn't it definition? A collective noun names group of persons, places, or things that sometimes function as unit. For example, actors, company of actors, right? If there are cards, so we can say pack of cards. And islands, group of islands. Friends, party of friends, right? Right, this is your this is your exercise. Fill in the blanks with the correct collective nouns, right? If it is clear, should we start the exercise? Right. It is typical for a Chinese dash to make 8 to 9 dishes for the New Year's Eve dinner, right? You can unmute yourself and you can keep on replying what will come here. It is a typical for a Chinese dash. Yes. Nawal, yes, beta, tell me.
It is typical for a Chinese family to make 8 to 9 dishes for the New Year Eve dinner.
Very good. Number 2, the dash applauded heartily at the end of the concert. Yes, Elber? Yes, Fezan? I can see Fezan's hand up. Yes, Fezan.
End of the concert. Audience.
Very good. The audience applauded heartily at the end of the concert. Okay, number 3, I want that other students to also raise their hand up and keep on telling. The dash has just had a physics lesson. Yes, Angel. The dash has just had a physics lesson. Quickly.
The class has just had a physics lesson.
Very good. The class has just had a physics lesson. Good. Number 4. The dash of robbers was arrested by the police. Just look at the context. If you look at the sentences as well, the dash of robbers was arrested by the police, right? It is used as a singular noun, not as a plural, though it is plural, right? Yes, the dash of robbers. Yes, there are again 2 hands. Yes, Nawal.
The gang of robbers was arrested by the police.
Very good. The gang of robbers was arrested by the police. Good. Next, number 5, a dash of people gathered at the accident site. Yes, Mohit.
A crowd of people gathered at that accident site.
Very good. A crowd of people gathered at the accident site. Okay, good. The dash took many important decisions at its monthly meeting. Yes, Mohit. Yes. Mirias. Yes, Mirias, Peter, you answer this. The dash
The committee took many important decisions at its monthly meeting.
Very good. The committee took many important decisions at its monthly meeting. Very good. Okay, last. Number 7, the dash of Pakistan Air Force looked smart in their uniforms. Actually written uniform, but there should be uniforms. Yes. Vania, yes, beta. Very good. The crew of Pakistan Air Force looked smart in their uniforms. Very good. Okay, hope it is clear, right? If you look at the structure of all these sentences very closely, so you will say that most of these sentences have been used as singular, right? Because they are taken as single identity. Like look here, the sentence number 3. The dash has just had a physics lesson. The class has, right? We haven't written the class have, right? That shows it is used as singular. Next, you can say number 4 as well. The dash of robbers, the gang of robbers was arrested by the police, not the gang of robbers were arrested by the police. Okay, it is clear. If it is clear, give me thumbs up so that we can move on. Yes, it is clear. Yes, thank you, Beta. Now, grammar part B. Okay, these were the answers. If someone has missed, we can see. Number 1 is family, number 2 audience, then class, then gang, then crowd, then committee, then crew, right? Okay. Number B is use of must and mustn't, right? If you have opened the books, you can see the definition as well, like where we have to use must and where mustn't. What is must? Must is a strong obligation, right? The word should is also used. The meaning of should, ought to, and must, they are all obligations, right? In Urdu, we can say chahiye, right? What is the difference between should and must? I'm roughly can tell you that should is a polite obligation, polite, right? Like you can say you should perform your duty. It is 50%, right? You should perform duty. It is your obligation. But if you say you must perform your duty, 90% or 99% you should perform your duty. Otherwise, you will be punished. That's clear? So the difference between must and should is only that both are having the same meaning, but must is strong obligation than should. Should is more polite, right? There is an example as well. All cleaning must be finished before, all cleaning must be finished before before New Year's Day, right? Now mustn't, where we have to use mustn't, this is strong prohibition, right? Strongly you have to stop someone, like you should not go out after 9 o'clock, right? It's a very polite request. You should not go, कि आपको नहीं जाना चाहिए, right? But if you say you mustn't go out of your home after 9 o'clock, that means 100% you must stay at home, otherwise like you have to see the consequences, right? So hope it is clear. And ought to is also used in the meanings of should and must, that is also a bit polite, right? But must is strong obligation and strong prohibition. That's clear, right? They have given the example of strong prohibition, like mother, you mustn't play with matches, otherwise you're going to burn yourself. Clear? If it is clear, give me thumbs up. Yes, okay, good. Right now there is an exercise that we are going to do, and the way you have replied me earlier, you can see on the screen, and you also open the books, right? And keep on telling me, right, one by one, and I want that all must participate in that. That's very easy. She dash eats so much sugar. Must or mustn't? Yes, just a minute, let me see you. Yes, Moid. Moid.
She mustn't eat so much sugar.
Very good. She mustn't eat so much sugar, right? Because it is not good for health. Right. Students dash pass an entrance examination to study in this school. Yes, Angel.
Student must pass an entrance examination to study at the school.
Very good. Student must pass an entrance examination to study in this school. Otherwise, they're not going to get the admission. You dash watch so much television. Yes, beta. Elbar Khan.
You mustn't watch so much television.
Very good. You mustn't watch so much television, otherwise you're going to hurt your eyes. Yes. He dash take some medicine for that cough. Yes, Sanya. Yes, Sanya.
He must take some medicines for that cough.
Very good. He must take some medicine for that cough. Otherwise, it is going to be quite bad or worst. Okay. Visitors that smoke. Visitors that smoke. Yes, Nawal.
Visitors must not smoke.
Visitors must not smoke. Okay, very good. Mustn't. Okay, or must not. Very good. Smoke. Good. Is it clear? Very good. Okay, beta, I'm very sorry if you're raising your hand. I'm not calling your name. Actually, there is a problem on the screen. I can see only few students and I'm just calling their names. I know all of you are raising your hands up. Okay, good. Right. Now, next. Right, these are the answers. If you have missed something, you can see it again. She mustn't eat so much sugar. Students must pass the entrance examination. You mustn't watch so much television. He must take some medicine for that cough. Visitors mustn't smoke or must not smoke. Okay, now we are going to do present indefinite and present continuous tense. This is your grammar part C. Right, make the present indefinite or present continuous sentences as you have read it and you have already done it in detail in your class 9th. Right, I'm just quickly going to revise your present indefinite tense, structure of present indefinite tense and present continuous tense. Right, screen is clear to you? Look at the screen, present indefinite tense, where we have to use the present indefinite tense. Present indefinite tense is used for in our daily routines, universal, when we have to tell some universal fact or truth, and for our habits, right? Structure, what is the structure of present indefinite tense? You can say, like you can see here, I go to school. I is subject, go is first form of verb or present form of verb, and to school is an object. So what is the structure? Subject, first form of verb plus object, right? I go to school. What does it show? Daily routine, right? Sun rises from the east. That shows universal fact. I eat eggs. I eat eggs shows your habits, right? So this tense we use for our daily routines, universal facts and habits, right? And what is the structure? The most important thing for you is only to remember the structure. Structure, which form of verb we use? We use base form of verb, or we can say present form of verb, or very easy is first form of verb in these sort of sentences. Look, go, rises, eat. All these are first form of verbs, right? We're not tackling negative or interrogative, that you already know. Like we have to use does with he, she, it, and do with I, we, I, you, and we, and they, right? And we have to add s or es with when the subject is he, she, or it, or singular. Okay, is it clear? If it is clear, give me thumbs up so that quickly I will move to present continuous tense. Okay. Hope there is no question. Everything has been revised regarding present definite tense. Okay, good. Now look at present continuous tense, or it is also called present progressive tense. Like present indefinite tense is called simple present tense. Similarly, present continuous tense is also called present progressive tense, right? What is the structure of present progressive tense or continuous tense? Like you can say the example, I am eating my lunch. What is I? Subject. Am, helping verb. Eating, your present participle, and my lunch is object, right? Subject, helping verb, tense, main verb, which is main verb here, present participle, first form of verb plus ing, and object, right? I'm going to repeat it. First we will write subject, I, or helping verb कौन से आएंगे? I am, are, oh, sorry, am is are, right? We used to say is are am, so this is written either way around. Is, am, are, or am, is, are. These are the three helping verbs that we use in present continuous tense depending on the subject, right? And eating. Eating shows present participle, like first form of verb, eat plus ing plus object, my lunch. It is clear? Okay. What is the use of present, or when do we use present continuous tense? Number one, actions that are happening now. We use for those actions which are happening now. For example, she's cooking in the kitchen, right? She's cooking in the kitchen. At the moment of speaking, whatever the action is going on, that we write and that we speak in present continuous tense. Like at the moment she is cooking, so we can say she is cooking. Like I'm teaching, you are listening, you are watching, right? I'm teaching. All these things I will describe at the moment what is happening in present continuous tense. Number two, actions that are temporary. Right, they are staying in London for few days. That means it's temporary action and they're going to be back soon, right? Action which are temporary. And then definite future plans, right? Which are definite, like which are you have already planned and 100% you are going to do. Like I'm going to hiking tomorrow, right? Whatever's to happen, I'm planned, right? This action is planned, that I'm going for hiking or I'm going hiking tomorrow, right? I'm leaving for Karachi tomorrow, right? That's me. It is already planned, it is done, and tomorrow I'm going to do that. That is definite future or planned future. We can also write in present continuous tense, right? Like I'm going to teach the lesson, that it is planned. Right now I'm going to start my lesson. Okay, is it clear? If it is clear, give me thumbs up. The use of present continuous tense, right? And the structure of present continuous tense. I think time is up, right? Because today we have started class a bit late. Anyhow, tomorrow I'm going to start my lesson from there. We are going to do the exercise, right? And it's very simple exercise. After that, there is only 1 or 2 parts are left of this chapter. And tomorrow we are going to finish this lesson. Okay. Is there any question you can ask me? Okay, class. Have a nice day. We're going to see tomorrow. God bless you.